Welcome to another edition of What the Fuck Happening YouTube Atheist Community and Tiny Chat Fun. This is weather. The weather really is horrible here. It's just been ice for weeks, and you can't walk on this stuff. I have to just go check for water. But I mean, it's all frozen, but it doesn't necessarily support the weight. Kind of frozen. So that's just no fun at all. So you have to step where you stepped before, which is horrible. And yeah, it's just, it could take you, many years just to walk a few feet. So I had to go to a well house one day. The well didn't work. So yeah, it's just horrible. So that's why no walk and talk videos, because there's obviously you just can't walk anywhere. You just fall down, and even where, it's not snow, it's ice. Sticks. Uh-oh. Drain's clogged. Right. I haven't said anything about that. No water. This is good. That's not good. Yeah, something going down there. Anyway, what was that? Something. Anyway, where were we? Yeah, so just really terrible. What else is, yeah, so that's it for that news. Stick him. Yeah, so Bureau's moving north of here. Yeah, good luck. I guess it'd be okay. If you got skis and snowshoes and, I don't know. Yeah, if you're in the mood to freeze to death. It's like so cold. Every day it's freezing, and never melts. Just stays here. What else can I complain about? Yeah, I guess that's it. Anyway, last night. It's done for my work today. Anyway, so last night wasn't too good. Tiny Chat kicked me out twice, and couldn't get back in. My regular connection, I'm going to get back into a Wi-Fi connection. So that's sort of a pain in the ass. So I have to work out a contingency for such moments. And what else? Yeah. So I haven't figured that out yet. And but yeah, the room's got to do more anyway to justify itself. I start off by just doing words. And trying to figure out ways of describing life that might be new or different, and just kind of the same old words came up. Same old. So, yeah. I mean, you can't. You obviously can't force people to argue with you, but I sort of have to bring the conversation into the room somehow. So anyway, the MP3 files are kind of, they have big dead spaces at the end, so just be aware that when everything goes silent for a while, it's going to stay that way. What else? Yeah, I guess that's it. And newsworthy stuff. Das Spook's doing the painting videos, an old fan, and me, and I wasn't sure if there was somebody else who joined in. Mike Guy was doing some sort of music variety of it, but he kind of gave up on that. But actually, with those, I thought those videos were okay too. But we'll see. So yeah, I'll probably still do that stuff, and it's not much to argue with on the internet. It's all kind of suck everywhere. So the thing of note, Sunflower did a video on the right to die, which is pretty good. So I'll leave a link to that. And there's this, I Got a Theory, I think her name is. Yeah, she's really quite interesting.
Okay, so
Sort of cute, hot chick way. Doing whatever, kind of satire videos, sort of. Yeah. Anyway, it's pretty good, so I'll leave a link to that. And everything else is pretty much the same old. Poetry guy does a lot of poetry videos. I just don't. I have too many minds, guy. I just don't. I like more direct communication personally, but it's just me. And warbles on a lot. As I'm talking about swimming pools and shit. Conference report's been talking all over the place. I sort of got into a fight with Laura Lale over this, whatever it's called, noetics. I don't know. And then Anton joined in with some sort of crap about vocabulary and phonetics or something. I don't know. It just seems kind of obvious that our consciousness and our brains work based on association. We associate one thing with another thing. That's how we describe things, is by association. And conference reports say that word's metaphor, but I'd say it's association. It's not metaphor. We come up with a story, an idea, and then we just compare everything to that idea. So even though there might never have been a boy who cries wolf, we'll use that analogy to describe a circumstance where somebody complains about something one too many times, in a false way, or in a less than emergency circumstance, or henny penny, or we come up with stories, simple stories that make it comparable. But there's also explicit comparisons and direct comparisons. We all know the idea of bad based on bad experiences, unpleasant experiences that have a common theme of harm and damage. Harm and damage. And that's how we get through the world, through these associations. And so those could essentially be called descriptions, definitions. And that's the substance of words, and it doesn't have anything to do with being literate in the I know how to spell, or I know how to read or write, though you don't need to know how to do any of those things to be literate in terms of your vocabulary and your capacity to communicate and all that stuff. And so the oral language doesn't really have anything to do with language. It doesn't have to do with the character of words. It just has to do with the definition of words, the definition of a gesture. And that's all. So I just, I just don't buy the argument that there's something magical in any of it. It just has to do with being able to, having enough brain space, enough center to acquire enough words. And I think that's really the only limitation. You have to have enough words to have what's called a language, and once you have enough words, then you can do fancier description. You can, once you come up with words like it and they, and words about bigger concepts, communication becomes possible in a broader sense, a conceptual sense. It's just about the words, the number of them. So anyway, I've made this argument before. Brought up Helen Keller, been there and done this. Doesn't seem to have any effect on the internet. yeah, I say something and they're not listening. And so then they just keep saying this same shit over and over again. You're like, oh, I'm not going over that again. You see it in the comments all the time. People say things in the comments, and it's just like, man, they haven't even watched any of my videos. It's like, well, you want to have to personally tutor you? I make 4,000 videos, and then you want me to personally tutor you? I mean, that's just, yeah, I don't think I'll do that. So anyway, yeah, that's about all there is. So, yeah, I gotta do better. So anyway, yeah, I don't know what to say about the MP3s. They're, you know, it's not very good content. The first half is just the regular stuff. Then I got kicked out of the room, and then Piro's in the second half. We talk mostly about programming and how to make the world function in terms of resolution, conflict resolution. It's a, you know, common theme for us is some sort of software solution to the hard problem of human assholery. And so anyway, it was sort of stuff we've been over before, and you know, talk about it, but we don't seem to be able to get anything done. But we'll see. We'll see. Tomorrow's another day, and all that bullshit. Oh, who knows? So anyway, sorry. I do have to. I have to, you know, step the game up a notch. Yeah, and I feel like lowering the notches. I'm just so tired and done. But who knows?